Too far from. Yeah, I know. Way back. I know. I know. Amanda's troubleshooting from the other side. So.
All right, better? Oh, now I lost it. Okay, hold on. Say something, Bob.
Hello.
Okay, there
Hello.
you go. I was like, no, I can't hear you.
I
What?
had no idea you couldn't co-host from the. Well, you can co-host from the computer. I just can't see you. And what's the point? I want to see that smiling face of yours.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Here we go.
Now you know how
Better
I ended
me
up
at
being
this
married
early.
3 times. Anyways. Don't, Amanda's saying, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
Don't fall for it. He's full of it. He's full of
He's,
it, y'all.
he's full of it, yeah.
Good morning,
Probably should have
everyone.
did some testing, but this is a good opportunity to tell most people that do this, like, even if you've done this for 2 years, like I have. I don't know how long you've been doing this, but I still have trouble sometimes, like figuring out whatnot. But that's why we're here, so we can help each other. So.
He is full of it. Wow, Krista. Krista's on fire this morning.
Yeah, don't mess with Krista. Listen, Krista had a good show the other day. I heard all about it, Krista. You're selling all kinds of jewelry. If you're not following Drifting Thrifters, that's who we're talking about, Krista. So make sure you're following. Um, she's a reseller's reseller and an important part of the community for us as well. So make sure you're doing that.
Yeah.
How's your morning going?
Uh, I still have like the hot mess from last night because I didn't even do orders last night. I didn't put anything away. I think there was a conversation last night on the show. People were like, "Yeah, have you ever looked at like after your show and you're like, holy crud, I just made a complete mess?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm staring at it right now." And I was like, "And it will get dealt with at some point."
Yeah. I just did a what sold video, and I did started from the whatnot room. It was right after, it was actually right after Thanksgiving, or no, it was Thanksgiving Day, the aftermath of what that looked like. And
Oh,
it was awful. It looked like a bomb went off, but that's part
yeah.
of the hustle of online reselling, which is the way of the future. All the other countries are doing it, so we are probably way behind in the United States. Most people don't even know what whatnot is, which is crazy. So let's go ahead and mod some people up because my wife is on it.
Yep. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm gonna mute just so you don't hear. Maybe, maybe not. Hold on one second. I got somebody at the doorbell after I'm like, yeah, I'm live. You
Go
don't know
ahead.
how it is. Real life, guys.
This
Real
is the
life.
real. This is real, real. This is how you know.
Real, real.
Um, let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Lost. How are you? We're gonna mod you up, Lost. If you want to stay, you can stay. If not, that's okay too. We appreciate you coming in. It's always good to see you, my friend. Another person that you should be following on Whatnot, Lost in the Toy Aisle. So,
Thank you.
an absolute powerhouse in reselling. I'm putting the camera back down. I'm getting like direction from the other side because she can't help herself. Um, Clean those little
No.
people, lady.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, y'all. Hi, everyone. Hi, Lost in the Toy Owl. Hi, West Virginia Panhandle Picker.
Oh,
Sorry.
Sean, I didn't see you slide in, man. Hey, what's up, buddy? How are you? Hopefully the sales are doing well for you. Happy New Year, everybody. 2026, the year of the GOAT. The greatest to do it all time. She shed 244. Here we are.
Yep.
She's like, yeah, I know. I'm the best.
No, I'm not the best. I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, I'm not the best.
Listen,
I'm
if you have
trying.
Ray Train questions, now's your chance. You have her undivided attention. Well, unless the doorbell rings again.
Oh, well, I mean, long story short, Bob and Amanda know, but it was my neighbor that I'd already told that I was going to be
Mm.
live. Of course, yes.
He just wants to be on camera. You should invite him in and co-host with him. Be like, hey,
I,
listen, all you have to do is sit there like Vanna White. I can't even do it. Just ask Amanda, she'll tell you. I can't even sit there and not run my mouth. But that's Whatnot.
yep, that's life. I'm saying.
So we got a lot of stuff coming up. And before we get into the podcast and other things that we're doing, what do you got for shows this week, Ashley?
Oh my gosh. So, y'all, Ashley been on a hiatus. So, Christmas, New Year's, I went super slow. So now we're going full fledged. Now it's full fledged. This week, what do we have? Tuesday, we have the Once Upon a Plush Ray Train. Wednesday, we have Plush and Toy Ray Train with Gulf Coast Pickers.
Heck yeah.
Thursday, we have Stick Scribble and Sleigh Ray Train. And then every Saturday, we have Saturday Night Toy Frenzy Ray Train. And today and every Sunday, we have One and Done Toy Ray Train. 5 minutes, new seller, either one item or tons of plush toys. So if you're a reseller, a collector, it's always fun. It's super fast. It's like an adrenaline high. I mean, if you're
That's
adrenaline
the one to
junkie,
catch. That's
that's
the
the
one to
one
catch.
to catch because it's like boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, and you're on such a high. Like, oh my gosh, that was a whole 5 minutes, or where did the 5 minutes go? It's crazy.
Yeah, that one is a definite fire train. If you're new to the whole whatnot thing, you want to figure it out quick, man, reach out to Shisha 244 and get on that rate train. And yeah, if you don't sell your box, at least you have the experience to do so. And maybe get a feel for it first and watch a few of them before you reach out. And if it's something that you would want to do, make sure you're reaching out to Ashley. She'll try to fit you into the schedule, and it's an all day thing, right? You guys go for a while, don't you?
Here lately, we're still building, and there's a lot of folks that have been on since the beginning, and we've built it, but it's normally an hour. If you're a seller interested in joining toys and all that, feel free.
Yeah, there's a question in chat. Let's see. It says, not a red question, but I'm going to be selling toys and have been stocking up, but having the toys everywhere drives me crazy. Welcome to the
Oh,
club.
welcome to the club. Yes,
So,
the biggest one I will say is yes, because I think we've had this conversation and Bob, Amanda, and a few others have seen my setup. I don't have the
mm,
luxury of like I have a toy room and then I
hey,
have
Nemo.
shelves and another room. Yes, but I don't have the luxury. So like I'm gonna reverse my camera if I can flip. So here's last night's show. So I did plush last night. That's all the plush that didn't sell. That's how I run shows. It's all sitting in boxes. I do not have the luxury of and it's still sitting there. So yeah, I have to go put it back up at some point. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Storage is
have
important. Like, if you want to scale to any degree, storage is important, but you don't have to be that reseller either. You can have a closet. I've seen people be very successful running stuff out of a small clothing closet. Like, you just got to be more selective about what you're picking up. Obviously, Whatnot is a high volume selling platform, so you need a lot of inventory to be successful, maybe, or maybe not. Depends on what your goals are. Like, if your goals are XYZ, it's a small amount of money you need to make ends meet. Whatnot's for you. If you need quick money to make a bill payment, Whatnot's good for cash flow. So there's a lot of different ways, but yes, it drives us all crazy, the storage part of what we do. um if you're not watching Rocket City Reseller on YouTube, that's my YouTube channel. I'll just shout it out real quick. We show you what we do for storage. So if you're interested in ideas for how to store plush or toys or things of that nature, feel free to check out my YouTube. And you can kind of see the behind the scenes. I do the real, the whole, the good, the bad, the indifferent of reselling. Because a lot of times these guys are candy coating it out there on YouTube, but not here. We
yeah,
do the
like you go
real.
on. Oh, I found 10 jelly cats. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Good luck with that.
And then you look at their garage just like a bomb went off.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that part of reselling. So let's see if we got any more questions here.
I think the one was it was still, I think, Pastel Playroom, still in regards to, with moving military family and moving all of it in storage and the time
Mhm.
it takes. It does. It takes time to organize it. What I will tell you is how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You
Oh
just got
yeah.
to pave out that time and take a little bit at a time. Don't, because trying to do it all at once is way too overwhelming. Try to pick a little bit at a time and, okay, this is how I want to organize it, that sort of thing. And that's how you can get to that stage. Yes, it is all overwhelming. Trust me. If you knew that, like, 3 weeks ago I organized all of my plush, you can't tell now, but I did. So it's like, yeah, it's a
Thanks for
constant.
sharing. Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. You gotta be intentional with your time. I want to shame us all real quick. If you were to look at your phone and see how many screen hours you have on your phone, um, just think about those hours that you TikToked or you Facebooked or whatever you did, and use those hours for other things that are going to drive and motivate you and kind of scale your business and things of that nature. Obviously, there's a balance between needs and wants. You want to do stuff, you need to do stuff. Like, there's only so much time in the day, but and everybody's 24 hours looks different. I hate when people say, you get the same 24/7. Maybe not. Maybe you're a hustling mama. Maybe you have three kids on hip. But I will say that you can do it too because Mama Cat Thrifter, if you don't know her, Courtney, she has three kids and she is extremely successful on whatnot. There's only a few people that I've seen cross category sell on this platform and be really successful. And two that come to mind real quick is Four Seasons Picker, Ruth Ann, and also Mama Cat Thrifter, Courtney. So all that to say is be intentional with your time, right? You got to carve it out when you can. So, yeah, it's important. Let's get a
And
giveaway
meanwhile,
done.
brought up loading pictures and listing, that's work in itself. I can be the for I am called the listing queen, but it's hours, it's time consuming to list everything. But once you
Oh, lost her. She's probably still talking. She said, "Where are you?" Can you guys still hear me? Make sure. She said, 244. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll get Ashley back here in a second, but let's see. We have. Let me see if I can get her real quick. There she is. Okay, hang on a second. Right to co-host, confirm. Okay. Put that back.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got excited. I was trying to scroll and I exited out of the whole show and I was like, "What? What a noob. What a noob.
Well, no,
What a
this is
noob."
good because it tells you like even if you make a mistake when you're doing this, right? We all do it. We're all kind of like excited energy, we'll call it. When you do live reselling. So just pivot, like we did. We started another show and just kept it moving.
Yeah.
Um, so and also when you do something where you stop it and start it, pivot, create another show, keep it moving. Don't stop. When you fail fast and fail forward. That's the message right there, right? That's what differentiates a seller from a good seller, I think,
Yeah.
is the ability to understand that failure is part of the game. And a lot of people, when they first start whatnot, they think it's going to be like, oh, I'm going to sell a million things. I'm going to go viral and, I'm going to have 600 people in my room. No,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, doesn't work like
Sorry,
that.
you have to hear from Uncle Bob, but that's
Yeah,
not
it
happening.
doesn't work like that. Because I think we've all, which we'll talk about more on the podcast, but like I started out, I was not selling toys. I was doing home decor, y'all. That's how I started. Don't ask me how I switched and went to toys, but I remember just sitting there in silence and no one in the room and like, okay, how long are we going to be here? It's a learning process and you just got to learn. The biggest one for me is, like I tell everyone, be yourself.
Yeah.
Be yourself. That's all you just be
Authenticity,
true to
yeah,
yourself.
authenticity in reselling is an important piece, especially live reselling. People can tell bullshit right away. Be your authentic, genuine self. Um, I'm not hey there, hi there, ho there kind of guy. I like those kind of shows. Amanda's just not that person, which is why she has trouble with my approach. They're both successful approaches. Like hers is pre-listing and preloading and things of that nature. And Savvy Kid had a question or she had a statement. She does load her shows, and it takes a while with her two kids. Savvy Kids finds she is able to do it. It takes her a whole day, but she is able to get it done. Do what you can with and what you're gonna do.
A little
So,
bit at a time. I think because that's what I was kinda getting at. Everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, you have thousands of items." That took hours, and for me, it's once I make the listing, if it doesn't sell, it's just easy to import it. So, like, maybe like, sometimes I've gotten to the point that if it's not going into a show, I
mhm,
don't list it. I just set it to the side, and then, "Oh, okay, yeah, I have these items, I'll list it." But
right,
it
yeah,
makes it easier to if you're doing listings. There's a lot of sellers that do really well with just weight categories. I'll be the first one. Yes, I've gotten better that I can lift something up and go, okay, it's this size. But for me, I'm like, I already spent all that time making the listing. It's just easier for me to import it. And then Krista kind of helped with the answer to Pastel, like, how do you know what to
mhm,
price your items at? And Krista was saying, check on eBay to get kind of those comps. What it's selling for on eBay, I'll be
right,
100% transparent. Just over time, yes, I utilize other platforms,
mhm,
the Bay being one, to kind of see what it has sold for. Historically, I think we all know that on Whatnot, everybody's looking for a deal. So I
yeah,
try to be
yeah,
under what that cost, what that price is, or somewhat in
mhm,
line with it. Uh, some items over time, I may have them listed close to it, and then I drop the price. It's just how long, basically, which I am still that seller, how long before I drop the price? You got to figure out where it works for you. How long do you want to hoard it to get that ultimate price? Or are
yeah,
you ready
savvy.
to be done with it?
I'm gonna answer Savvy Kids finds questions. How do we find sold prices? I can't find them. Only listed comps that are so high. So if you want to check out Resellers Refuge, it's our Facebook group. It's a private group where we go over things of how to check what listed and what sold and the sell-through rate and things of that nature. There's a video that's pinned inside that Facebook group, and it's a private group, so you have to. It's a palm tree, and it says Macari this way and nothing this way. Basically, it's a safe place to ask a million questions like that. So the basic answer is sold comps are found through advanced search. So if you went to eBay or the Bay, we'll call it. Got to be careful and whatnot. They don't like that. The Bay, and then go to advanced search, type in your title of your item, and then scroll down a bit. There's an option to click sold items. You can even sort it by new or used if your item's used as compared to new, and hit search. It'll bring up what's sold and when and for how much. So that's one way of finding your sold items as opposed to just doing a general search, because you list anything for what you want, but what it's going to sell for is a completely different animal altogether. So the difference for sell-through rate, really quick, the difference between sell-through rate and sold. So sell-through rate, what's listed, right? The number listed divided by the number sold. That's your sell-through rate divided times 100. That'll give you your percentage. Some people are like, hell, I'm not going to sell anything on here unless it's 50% sell-through rate. Well, that's really nice in theory, but that's not what pays the bills. The bread and butter sales is what pays the bills. $20, under maybe
Hey,
15 to
Panda.
20, 25 to 30. So yeah.
Hey, Panda. I hope you're feeling better, Panda.
And a 1213. Hey, how are you? Yeah, welcome in everybody. If we missed a question, just let us know. I We tend to get long-winded sometimes because it's not just a quick answer, which is not the point of this Q&A, but it is just a reminder to come to the podcast. It's starting tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Resellers, Rocket City Reseller YouTube. Um, we'll go ahead and check that out. We'll be talking a lot about origin story in the beginning episode, how we came to reselling, things of that nature. But after that, the goal is for 2026 to scale your business and what that looks like, tips, tricks that we've learned along the way. So you don't have to make the same mistakes we did. It's going to be a full transparency type of deal for me. I've already started that journey on YouTube to be clear about what reselling is and what it can do for you and your family. Um, so it's really important to check that out. It's going to be a really great information. You'll get perspectives from three very successful resellers, maybe four if Amanda um, wants to join in, but we all sell and we all sell in different places. So Fiona's Finds is giving me the eyeballs. That's my wife,
Yeah,
Fiona's Finds. Make sure you're following her. She's got,
yes.
like Ashley said, they got a plush and toy. I'm sorry, no,
Once
once upon of
upon
a
a
plush book and toy train that they're gonna do on Tuesday, right?
mhm.
So make sure you're checking that out and follow everybody in here. Most of us are resellers. That's the point of this Q&A. So be sure to follow everybody here. It's also super important. So a lot of information coming up for that tonight at 8 p.m. Myself and Tennessee Treasures will be doing another Q&A. So if you don't have the time this morning to stick around, be sure to check that out tonight at 8 p.m.
You're
And
just here for the goodies? Wow.
you know what?
Wow.
Because I screwed up the show. I screwed up the gibbies. So
Sorry,
uh,
guys.
gibby goblins are always welcome. Um, you may not be able to stay long. We tend to boot gibby goblins, but that's what we call them. But everybody has a different strategy, and let's talk about giveaways real quick. What that can do. That's a good point. Like you can get followers, but followers are not buyers. Um, just like bookmarks are not sales. Pre-bids are even not sales when you really think about it if the payment fails. So preloading, not preloading, giveaways, no giveaways. There's different strategies for growing your business. I don't think anyone is better than any other. It's just of what you're willing to do and give away or take, give and take.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm a very generous person. I always do giveaways. It's a bone of
Except for
contention.
today.
As of today, because I effed it up,
Hey,
everybody.
guys, mistakes
I
happen, okay?
effed it up. Let's scream it from the roof.
Yes, very good point, Savvy, which is another key point. Because 'cause I'll go ahead and tell you, I was that reseller that I was doing giveaways, and I was doing giveaways at, like, $5. I was p oh, and Amanda over there being sus,
The
peeking.
boss is in.
But I was doing giveaways and having to pay $5 shipping. That's one thing to look at, and I was the reseller that I was like, "Oh my gosh, stickers and cards,"
Mm,
but it's an easy giveaway. It's 78 you're paying 78 cents for first
yeah,
class shipping to send it. So it's not that much coming off, and 2, yes, it's that cross to bear. It's like, yes, you're gonna gain followers, but are they buyers? And then 2, yes, the followers help, and
that'd be
yes,
good.
buyers help too. So it's that double-edged sword. Mine is always to me, if especially if it's a rate trade, I'm doing a giveaway
Yeah,
because
but that's
rate
the point,
trades
right?
can
To
be
grow your following. That's the point
correct.
of a
Like,
rate train.
it's
So
a
doing giveaways is a great way of getting their attention. So
yeah. It
now,
gets
if
their
you,
attention and gets the you know what I'm saying? You
uh,
have a group of sellers that are going together, so you're getting a new audience too.
mm,
So you're getting people that normally aren't in your shows because 'cause they're following that train. So
yeah,
you wanna kind of like, "Hey, I have a giveaway," and that helps with that. But to each seller their own. It is completely how I view it, and especially on the Ray trains that I co-host with Amanda, that I'm on with others that I co-host with others,
mm.
I feel it's entirely up to you. If you wanna do a giveaway, you can. If you don't have to.
Savvy Kids Finds made a good point about the whole sticker reduced price of how you can get that not to be $4 for a giveaway. You can do first class mail. There's a way to set that up. Maybe I'll do a post on that in the Facebook group so that we can walk people through how to do that. But basically, the idea is create a sticker giveaway. So if you're giving away a sticker like the one I plan to give away today that you're not getting, so if you plan on sending that, you don't want to pay $4 to send it, right? You want to pay 78 cents for that or whatever. The going postal rate's going up again this year. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so first class mail, you set that up. Basically, you go into your settings for whatnot. First class mail, make sure that's turned on. And also when you do your sticker, like your giveaway, you do it for 0 to 1 ounces, I think. And basically, what that does is it forces a category into first class mail. That way you're only paying. Now it's not trackable, so account health is
That's the
important.
other
So
one,
don't do
yeah.
too many, right? So if you do too many of these, your account health is going to go down because you can't scan this. You're giving it to somebody. There's no way to U.S. Post Office to scan that because it's a regular stamp, right? It's just
Yeah.
metered mail. So you got to be careful with that. Don't do too many. But you should still, in my opinion, when you're new, get on rate trains, socialize, do giveaways if you can manage it. If you can't, reduce your price on something. If you get rated by somebody and you can't, you don't have giveaways loaded, say in honor of the so and so, thank you, first of all, in honor of so and so's raid, I'm going to reduce the price of this by whatever. If it's loss leader for you or whatever you want to call it, you know, run it for a cheaper price in honor of them. You know, some courtesy goes a long way. For the person that rated you, shows that you appreciate them and their time, and also gives the buyer the opportunity to get a great price and a great item. So,
Yep. And I think like we're touching on topics that we're probably going to be discussing on the podcast, but
oh
it's
yeah,
just like some of it is like proper etiquette. Like if you get rated, you want to make sure you're recognizing them. I'll be the first one. Yeah, I think
say
yesterday,
thank you.
but mine is
Golly.
it's like, "Thank you for the raid," I am
Yeah.
the worst. I'm looking down or I'm trying to grab and I get raided and then I see chat go, "Raid, raid, raid, raid." I'm like, "Holy crud, I'm so sorry." And I'm like hunting who it
Yeah.
is. Like, "Thank you," because I am so prone to every time it's happened. And I think yesterday, one I missed, I caught as after, and then another one I caught as they were coming in. I was like, wow, that's the first time ever I've actually seen it. So mine is just be mindful of that because yes, it could be someone that is following you. It could be someone that they're doing the same category. Maybe they're not following you and they're like, hey, this person's on, they're selling this. Let's go check them out. It's just it's kind of that networking option too. And I mean, what I will say is how like I said, I started in housewares and I don't
Mhm.
know when I started doing toys and stuff like that, but I was in other people's shows. I was watching other toy sellers. And when we are talking about pricing, you kind of can look at other shows. Okay, well, they're selling it for this and they're selling it for that. That kind of helps you see and what are they buying if you're looking for a specific, what everybody is buying and looking for in each show, that kind of helps. And then two, you build those relationships with people. And that's kind of how I started is it was just different people. I'll be the first one. I think I started on some different I started on like I did like 4 or 5 different raid trains with different people that was like completely different categories, like storage units, like they had a little bit of everything. And me coming in as this little small seller, and then slowly I started building that. And I know Gulf Coast was like my biggest. That was the first big train that was in my toy and plush category. That I am so thankful for them with
Absolutely.
that. And then
Shout out to Gulf
other,
Coast Pickers. If you're
yeah.
not following them, Ryan, Christine, they're awesome people.
Oh my gosh, yes, amazing, amazing sellers.
Yeah, we were part of their train for a very long time, and I'm moving away from rate trains personally, because of time management. But I would suggest anybody who is able to sell toys and plush and other items because they are full scale. They do garage sale stuff as well. So if you want to be a part of that community, make sure you're reaching out to Gulf Coast Pickers and see if they have. They try to get new sellers in. There's a rotation. There's a backlog too, so it's just not a matter. So if you can manage to get a spot on that train, it really can help your business grow. And I know that there's a lot of new sellers coming up. Lost in the Toil is part of that rate train now. Chef Mark Daniels now is part of that. So I was able to step down from that and be able to make room for others that need to be as successful as we have been. And I'm very grateful to Gulf Coast Pickers. I can't say enough about Ryan and Christine. By the way, shout out to Christine. It's her birthday today. So
Aw.
happy birthday, Christine, if you're in here and you're watching or you're lurking or if you're not having fun somewhere. Happy birthday. She's probably eating pancakes somewhere if I know her.
There
So okay.
they
So there
are.
you go.
Happy birthday, Christine.
Yeah, for sure.
21, y'all, 21, gonna go live it
Again?
up.
Again, she's
Again.
21? I mean, not a bad thing, problem to have. So I just want to really quickly set the kids. So a problem with I don't want to make sure I talk about analysis paralysis. I'm an engineer. I don't do this full time. So I see it sometimes at work where we analyze, research, and then we don't execute. So I just want to caution, word of caution, to make sure that you're executing on the things that you're learning and you're planning for. I know it's scary to go live on whatnot, and nervous energy is a thing. We'll call it that, for lack of it, being scared to death. If you're scared, that means you're doing it right. That's growth. That's potential for, you know, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. So you should be absolutely terrified every day you wake up, that you don't know what's coming next. So
Yep. Because I'll be the first one to tell y'all, I get nervous every time for a show. It doesn't well,
uh,
too, the next one, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, this is the first time I've seen She Shed." My shows are not front facing. My shows are you're staring at the product. You can be
mhm,
successful, but you don't have to be on camera. It just has worked for me that it's not a big deal. I just feel like I
mhm.
want you to see the product. You don't need to see me,
Right.
but you can do that. I've also had other sellers reach out like, "Hey, putting stuff in your shop, does that sell?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's times that I don't even go live." Like I was on like a
I just sold a
hiatus.
Funko Pop, so I'm in the bin.
Yeah, I'm
I
selling
figured,
stuff like you have to treat your shop as almost like the bay, that it's a crock pot. You're set it and forget it. So you can have stuff in your shop and people can still shop it. They can search you can search on Whatnot just like you would on the bay and find certain products. They
yeah.
may be an auction, they may be buy it now. So think about that option. Yeah, exactly. And that's what a lot of people do. If it doesn't sell in their show or they've had it in several shows or they're just like, okay, I'm going to put it in the buy it now. And that's what we talk about when you hear bin, the buy it now is they and there's also other buyers that they don't want to fight. They don't want to fight and oh my gosh, I really want it for $5 and oh if it's going to get bid up. So having those items in the bin where they can just go and buy it and they don't have to deal with that added pressure, it's a no-brainer. They'll I mean,
Yeah.
crazy stuff I have sold in the bay is like I sold a plastic cup, y'all, a plastic cup. One plastic cup, that's all they bought.
Justin Timberlake drank from it. Just kidding.
Exactly. I wish, yeah, I wish, but I'm saying it can be anything, and then that's value added too. I think I've had this conversation with Bob and Amanda. Like the your buy it now, I try to keep it themed as to like what my show is somewhat or something that would go with it that's in the buy it now. So if they're looking at my auction tab because I do preload most of my shows and they don't see anything, well, there's options in the bit in the buy it now as well that they can buy there. So it's kind of like at the front checkout when you're trying to leave and you're like, "Ooh, I really want that candy bar." It's there. So it's just an easy click and add. And if they've already bought something auction style in your show, or they bought something in your bin, they're more prone to buy more
Yeah.
depending on
Especially if
like
you cap shipping, right? Like if you're doing
yeah,
reduced shipping, in for
yeah,
a penny, in for a
absolutely.
pound, right? Because after a
Mhm.
certain couple purchases, I'm paying your shipping. So
Yeah.
why not? Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it saves on the
Yeah.
shipping. And I know there's a lot of sellers out there that are like, "I don't wanna do reduced shipping. I wanna make sure that they're"
Candace says your bin is dangerous for that.
It is very dangerous. It's
Ashley's
dangerous.
got vintage fire, y'all, man. She's got great stuff. So
Oh my
she,
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah. I try to find like I said, I try to find good items and there are some items, yes, I hoard. And there's other items that I'm like, I hoard for certain raid trains that I'm like, yes, I know the buyers what they're looking for. And then other ones, it's kind of like, if it didn't sell, it gets thrown to the bin, whatever. You have to start figuring out as you do more shows, what is your customer base looking for? What are they buying? And some
Mhm.
of the things are crazy enough that you're like, "Holy crud, I didn't think anybody would want that," and they do. So,
Yeah, whatnot's kind of well, not really strange. It's meant. I think it was
oh
originally
yeah,
meant for collectibles, for people. So if you're a collectible type of, obviously we have some collection back here. I don't know if you guys can see.
I see the
So
Mighty
extent
Mouse.
they're
I see
working.
the Mighty Mouse.
No, I'm lining up my shows for this week.
Oh, see that, Ashley? She's lining up her shows. But anyways, those are some of the personal things that we've collected, and I wasn't always a collector. Most of this is probably Amanda's. There's some of it up there that's mine, but you can become a collector doing this is the point. And that's the whole point of whatnot, being able to find that rare item that someone might have for an affordable price. If the bay prices are out of your realm of possibility, come to whatnot. Get a great toy at a great price or get great collectible at a great price. So man, she's hustling back there, y'all. This is what
I
it takes
know.
to be successful. And you think, you know, I am I try to be a good partner in a lot of things, but man, there's a driving force behind a lot of what we're doing and success. So yeah, so a lot of credit and most of it probably is due to her. I am also a hustler from the very beginning. So I've been hustling for a long, long time since high school. So probably even before that, but yeah, mostly. Yeah, so I've always had 2 and 3 jobs, things of that nature. So
Yeah. I think the biggest one, like you and me both have said, is just don't give up. You're going to have a show where you're not doing well or you don't have anybody in there. You got to keep going. And one thing that I always
oh,
stress with shows is keep it going
fix your
because you have
face
people
too. So
talk.
if you need to have a mirror in front of you so you can see
Oh,
what
yeah.
you look like when you're online, do it because fix your face because people know when you come if you're depressed or upset because no one's in your room and it's gonna be all over your face. So anyway, I just wanted to
Yeah.
stick that in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is like an ongoing joke that I have said. My facial expressions will give me away at
Mm.
times. So it's probably somewhat good that I'm not front facing. So it's one of those things to remember. Yes, and don't look at the number of people in your room. I've had shows where I've had like 5 people in the room and I still made money.
All it takes is one person to be a buyer,
Exactly.
honestly. And that brings up a good point. Run your item for what you want for it.
Exactly.
If you do have that one person, let's say they're buying from you, and you know that there's not going to be a fight because it's an online auction, right? You want people to fight for the item, but if it's just like 1 or 2 people buying stuff, run it for the price that you want for it. Don't compromise. If you don't get the sale, that's okay. Just keep on trying. Eventually, someone will see the value that you see as well and buy your item. So just kind of have to be patient and whatnot is one of those things. It's not gonna boil over. Watch pot never boils, etc. So you gotta kind of give it a chance to sell. And actually, will tell you you sold things. You've shown things like 3 or 4 times, and then that fifth time it sells, and you're just like, what was different
What
about
was
the
it?
show?
Like, yeah,
Drive you
what was
crazy.
it?
Like what was
What
different
brought
about this?
you in? Like, what was it? Like, holy
Yeah.
crud. Because I'll be the first. I've had stuff for like over a year, and I'm like, and I've slowly over time like dropped the price, and I'm like, okay, well maybe this doesn't have the value that it does. And we jokingly, and they, Amanda and Bob both like to say, Ashley talks about yeeting. Yeah, it gets to a certain point. I've had it for a year. Nobody's bought it. Let's drop it. And
Right.
that's where, to some extent, the one and done came in, that it's kind of like you got other resellers that are out there. I may not be able to sell it, but they can sell it. And it's like, here you go. Here's a box. Take it. If y'all want it, take
I'm
it.
gonna
It is
give you a
yours.
good example. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna give you an
Okay.
example.
He's going to give us an example. Your lighting was better in your first show, and that was the problem. I was like, mine is, it could be anything. It could be, I feel like there's no secret, like, there's no secret. I mean, there's secret components, but I feel like sometimes it's just, it's magic when it does happen. It's like you got to have the right people in the room. Because I mean, I've been on shows where I didn't sell anything, and I'm still keeping the momentum going, still keeping it going. You don't sit and let that be the end all be all. You still be yourself and keep going. Oh my gosh. Holy moly. Is this a
How
strawberry chicken?
Yes, a strawberry chicken. So this is a good example of what we were talking about. Now this I tried to sell this on whatnot probably three or
Exactly.
four times, right? How fantastic is this guy? $3? Shut up and take my money, right? Anyways, rubber or strawberry chicken here. He sold for 23 on the bay. So within like 5 days of listing. So why? Right? Why didn't it sell on whatnot? Why would it sell elsewhere? I guess this is an important point to not put all your eggs in one basket. Maybe it's the point of that. But I just wanted to just show you how great he is, right? show you
Yeah,
that this is a valuable item, or at least someone found value in it. So just because the point, I guess, was not just because it didn't sell the first time, don't give up and don't lose faith in it. So
yeah.
strawberry chicken. That's gonna be the new code. Strawberry chicken.
Strawberry chicken. It's a strawberry chicken.
Yeah,
Oh my
you heard it
gosh.
here first. When you're in my live, next time I do a live, I need to schedule a bunch of shows. But if you use a code strawberry chicken, and maybe I'll take a couple bucks off. That means that you were watching this, and there's value in that for me. So code strawberry chicken.
So strawberry chicken.
You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
It,
So
absolutely.
yeah. So
And
Savvy
then,
was enjoying that gummy bear back there. My wife loves gummy bears. There's a grandma one back there too.
oh, don't get me started on gummy bears. That's my jam too. I have PVC that I'm not parting with.
I have
I
one
will
on
not.
the bay, but so yeah. But anyways, we lost Ashley. She gets excited, y'all. She closes out the. So while I'm waiting for her to come back, we'll Ashley message me in the chat so I can add you back in. Um Basically the podcast is going to be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I just wanted to just really quickly plug that because that's the point. To see if we can try to grow your business in 2026. So let's go ahead and do that. So follow along on that journey on the podcast so we can get you scaled up in 2026. So I don't normally like to talk about money and things of that nature, but it's important because it's why we do what we do. So within the last 2 years, we made $250,000 selling plush and toys. Okay.
It's
Now,
it's
just
going to be
for,
on YouTube, Panda. I was
yeah,
asking where the podcast is at.
yeah, YouTube. Rocket City Reseller is a YouTube channel, and then the link for the I had everything planned out on the computer, and obviously that didn't work out. But the plan is so if you go to Rocket City Reseller on YouTube and under podcasts, if you want to bookmark that, and or show up tomorrow at 8 p.m. And it's all over social media too. So I'm not sure if you want to join the Resellers Refuge, we'll also put it up on there too. And looks like Krista was able to put the link for the YouTube channel in there. So make sure you check that out. And so yeah, $250,000 in sales in 2 years. Why I mentioned that is because it's important. As the world gets darker, our lights need to shine brighter, and we need to make sure that people can put food on their table and do other things. So reselling can do that for a lot of people. It can help you pay your bills, help you figure out. Like our son's going to be running off to college in the fall next year. A lot of this reselling money is going to go towards paying for that education. We need more family attorneys, which is what he wants to be. So it's going to do a lot of good things. This has paid for 2 Disney Dream vacations for Christmas this last past Christmas and the Christmas before, whatnot. Um, you can do things like that. The family vacation is something that's a gone by thing that doesn't happen much anymore. So it's important to bring that back. Spend time with your family because why are we doing all this, right? So things of that nature, paying your electric bill, keeping the lights on, important. So we want to make sure that we give you guys all the advice and tools and tips that have made us successful. Um, I can't put the fire in your belly. I've said this a few times, but I can sure the hell try. Um, my enthusiasm for the business side of what we do is probably more so apparent than maybe other resellers, and a lot of people are very like closeted about what they're making and what's going on and things of that nature. They're funny about that. Transparency, you'll get that every time here. Authenticity, people can tell if you're a shim sham artist or whatever. So so that's enough about money and why this is important and why we're doing what we're doing for the podcast. So make sure you're checking that out. And we appreciate you, Krista. You're the best. No, you're the
Yeah, Chris
best.
is the best.
You're the best.
You the best.
No, you were the best. We
You the
argue
best.
about who's the best. We all know the Savvy Kids finds is the best. Thanks for coming in,
Yeah,
Savvy Kids. We appreciate you. Yeah, so those are some of the things that are coming up. What else do we got coming up? We're gonna want guests on our podcast. So if you want to highlight your business and you want to lock us in for a panel of questions, it's a good chance that you could possibly come on that podcast. You want to be a part of it, make sure you DM SheShed244 or myself, um, and we'll have a conversation about what that might look like. So going in. So we want to make sure that you're ready for that though, because once we start doing that type of thing, you got to be ready for that growth. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. It's painful, but it's okay. It's getting all those sales. It's overwhelming. You know, the shipping for whatnot, and it can be a beast when you're successful. You know, it when you do 1,000 items show, and you made 3 or 4 grand. You know, Mama Cat Thrifter has been shipping for 3 days now from her last show.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you gotta.
So, and that's what I mean, and I think that's a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, I got to do shipping." For me, I love shipping because that's like that is your last step. You know what I'm saying? That is holy crud. I sold all this stuff. All right, now I got to get it to them. And two,
Mm,
you got to remember with that shipping part, they saw the product. We got to make sure it gets to them in that way that they saw it, as well as the impression of them opening your box too. So you got to look at that. It's not a, oh, let me throw it in and ship it off. You got to ship it with care.
yeah, I mean, you could put it in a cereal box and be that reseller, but is that the reseller you want to be? I'll give you an example of what the reseller you want to be. I'll go ahead and blow our own horn on eBay. We have a return buyer rate of 30% last year. Why is that? Because you get a good product, good price, packaged well, photographed well, item as described, all the things. That's the type of reseller you want to be, even on Whatnot. So make sure you're selling clean items. And if you're not, make sure you're disclosing all the items and things of that nature.
That too, Amanda. That too,
Yeah,
Amanda.
yeah, that's fine in the red chat. Anyways, yeah, so those are things you want to be. And those are things you want to be, and it'll help you grow because return buyers are important. That one time buyer whatnot's kind of can be that way, but you want people to come back to your show, and you want people to buy from you again and start a community and a tribe, if you will, and have those return people come in and do that. So, how do you do that? We started off as a buyer first. We were buying. We were also selling on other platforms. So we were actually using Whatnot as a sourcing mechanism to feed that. We don't do that so much anymore, but we got to know people in the community, plush and toys, and one thing led to another. Befriended Gulf Coast Pickers, became part of their raid train. Just naturally and organically, our knowledge of plush and toys, um, when we were in shows, they were like, "Well, I'm not sure exactly what this is." Amanda would say, "Well, it's this, and it's from this year." Those types of conversations organically can lead to friendships and connections and community. So don't be a know-it-all, but know a lot of things. So, and then build
Thank
that
you.
community. So,
Thank you, Amanda, for answering that question. But yeah, reach out. Make sure you're reaching out to a tax professional with that advice to get that advice because well, I'll be the first one. I am not a tax professional. I have someone that helps with that. So I don't want to give out any information that I am not. And
all
yeah,
right.
like
I'm not a CPA, but I'll go ahead and throw my 2 cents in because we've been doing it long enough to where it's all about income and expenses. Sales tax is not income tax. So that's tax 101. Okay. Noted difference. Sales tax is what is charged to the buyer that whatnot provides to the state in order to sell the item. Your income tax is what you make off the item. So that's the difference between sales tax and income tax. Your income tax is about your investment into your business, right? What that looks like. Those are your expenses. Things like your light bill, things of that nature. There's a square footage in your home if you're using your home for your business, things of that nature. So mileage to and fro. Make sure you're tracking your mileage, not just your mileage, but your odometer reading too, because a lot of people don't know it's just not about tracking your mileage. The IRS, if you get audited, will want to look at your odometer readings as well. So every time you get into the car and the difference between the two have to match. So those are just a few short tips about taxes. Yeah, it's that time of year. We're going to get a lot of that question. So we'll probably do a podcast And the warning, the danger warning will come up in the podcast, like we are not CPAs.
We're not.
We are
We're
not
not
CPAs.
professional.
But I've met a CPA that does our taxes now, and if you're scaling at the scale we are, you definitely want to get yourself a CPA. You can do it yourself, 1040 with a Schedule C, because you are a 1099 employee. And one thing I will matter is if you even if you don't get a 1099, you're still responsible for reporting that income to the federal government. So make sure you're doing that. So I think they changed the rules. Used to be $600 for taxes when you would get a 1099. Trump came in, I think he changed it back to 20,000, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure you consult your tax professionals to find out if you more than likely be able to see right away if you're going to get a 1099 from OneUp, so or any other platform. Yeah,
Did you
taxes are
see?
super exciting.
Did you see Mima Shark's question? Because I'm not 100% sure. I figured
All
you'd
right, let's see.
be able to get that
I
one.
gotta get closer because I'm blind as a bat. Um, let's see. Shipping costs on a bought item to sell count as costs, right? Shipping costs, yes. So that would be considered an expense. Shipping is so things that are expenses are packaging materials, the cost in shipping. If you're paying for the shipping, especially if the buyer's paying, not so much, because there's no exchange of funds there. But if you're paying for the shipping, you can definitely use that as an expense for your business. So yeah, use pirate ship to track your outside of whatnot. That's a really good point that my wife just made. So we use pirate ship. It gives you a discounted shipping rate. You should never be paying retail. Listen, if you're a reseller anywhere, never go to the post office and buy your shipping label. Please stop what you're doing. Um, Go to pirate ship or I think it's is it Flippo, Hippo, something like that. Shippo,
Shippo.
Shippo, Flippo, Hippo.
Shippo?
Shippo. And yeah, Shippo. And do something like that instead. Don't pay full retail for shipping. So
Yeah.
yeah. So taxes, this that time of year. What are you gonna
Yeah.
do? So Amanda's
Oh,
out
my
there
goodness.
celebrating. So what you got, Amanda?
She's painting Lola.
Ooh, Mima, you just stole my heart. That's my baby right there. So you guys need to see this. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can flip the camera.
It's really good. We haven't put it on the vlog yet.
Oh.
Look at our Charlie girl. Mima Shark, y'all.
Oh,
Mima,
wow.
Oh, it's okay, Mom.
Mima Shark, I'm gonna blow you up real quick. Blowing you up, girl. We
Pinky so they can see.
we appreciate you so much for doing that. You're a rock star. That dog is hot breath central. If you anybody have a beagle, she's like I ate too much dinner. Yeah, so Mima, we appreciate you for doing that. If you guys aren't following Mima Shark, she is a seller of plush and toys. I think she does other things too. Mima, when's your next show? When's your next show? Where can people find you?
Just like her.
Oh, there she
You
comes.
should put this picture right next to her. Hi.
Oh.
She you stink.
Yeah.
Huh. There's
Yeah,
oh,
you did
she's wiping
spicy too.
again.
Yeah, no, poor Lola. She's getting old. I think she's getting arthritis in her old bones. Poor baby.
Yeah. So Disney Road Train on the 6th for Mima Shark. Make sure
Okay.
you're bookmarking that.
Yeah, for sure. So we are actually broadcasting, I think, to YouTube right now. So if you didn't know, now you know. So it's going to YouTube. I probably should have mentioned that. And yeah, so we'll be able to go back and clip some of this and maybe create some reels. There's a lot of good information that came out of this hour that we spent together. I want to remind people that this Q&A was powered by Rocket City Reseller Presents Launchpad. Going to be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Your hosts are SheShed244, Tennessee Treasures, Ellie. So Ashley and Ellie will be joining me, Rocket City Reseller Bob, at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to talk about a lot of things and how we started and all this stuff. And it's going to be a good time. 2026, we're going to make sure we grow. On Instagram, you can reach us at Rocket City Reseller HSV. Um, Amanda, she can't help herself. She's like, I don't want to be a part of this. And
I
then
don't
she's just
want to
like,
be a
hey,
part
by
of
the
it. I don't
way,
want to be a part of the Q&A. But wait, here I am.
that's my wife, y'all. You know her, you love her. So
We know you're working, and that's what
that
we're
girl's
saying.
always
It's
working.
got to be Charlie's Angel. It's Bob's Angels, and you got to have Amanda in there.
Yeah, I need a third. Yeah. You know, Charlie was actually not Bosley. A lot of people don't know that from the show. If you're familiar, so they're two different people. The disembodied voice from the speaker was Charlie for some reason. I don't know. It's even before me, so that's an old show. Anyway, I think we've reached our hour. We want to say thank you so much for coming in to the Q&A for the podcast and also for upscaling your business. We'll be trying to do these at least once a week, um, and at least twice a day for me. We're doing one tonight at 8 p.m. So make sure you are following that. Tennessee underscore treasures on whatnot is the host of that. I'll be the co-host, so she'll be hosting that one, and hopefully we can get her together. And you guys are so much better at this than I am, but I still show up and I try, and that's what's important. So we love you guys. We thank you so much. It's going to be a great year. Make sure that you're following everybody that was in chat today. We'll catch you on the next one. And remember, if you can't be good at it. Any last words there, Shisha?
No, just bye. Hope to help. Come back tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee Treasures. If you missed the Q&A, you have any questions, Tennessee Treasures and Rocket City will be on tonight. Like we said, we're going to be doing this every Sunday at 1 in the morning, 1 at night, and then check out the podcast on tomorrow. Be our first podcast on Launchpad.
Hell yeah. And Amanda said if you have questions, make sure you're posting them on Instagram. You can reach me at Rock City Reseller HSV. That's the Huntsville airport code. Whatever. The Rocket City Reseller was taken. How? Anyways,
Oh, rude.
hey, get it together. Anyways, we'll catch you on the next one, guys, and we'll see you tonight. Okay. And looking forward to Launchpad. Can't wait. All right, guys, have a good day. Sell it.
I was going to say, raid into somebody. Bless
Right?
them.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
hey, bless
I see how you
somebody.
guys are. I see how you guys
Gotta bless somebody. Oh, Amanda said rude.
are. Rude. I don't know if I can read.
Hold on. I'm going to exit and then I think
Yeah.
it'll unco-host me and then you can.
Yeah. There we go. Now I can. Sorry, Ashley. Love you.
Nobody's really on unless you go into For You.
Yeah.
Ooh, Overstock Toys is 107 people in there. Overstock Toys.
How do you spell it?
The Overstock.
There you
Yeah.
go. All right. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Rating in. Show some love. Get them the rockets.